I guess I mean, you're welcome.
Here's your hosts of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster Jack and Ryan.
This is apparently the last mess, quote unquote, that Triple H has to fix. And he says he will have it remedied by SummerSlam 2023 or at SummerSlam 2023. And that is the splitting of the titles once again so that Raw and SmackDown can have their own champions. Don't know how he's going to plan on doing this. But that's the game plan right now, according to reports. So Vince, one of his last things that he did was put both titles on Roman and then said that he had no plan going forward. He just wanted both titles on Roman. But no plan afterwards.
Yeah,
then Vince resigns or whatever, steps down or whatever, and Triple H gets handed this bullshit with WrestleMania around the corner and has nowhere to fit in, hey, Roman needs to drop one of these titles, so obviously this is the only chance he has to drop the titles is against Cody. And then Cody somewhere along the line is going to have to either give up one of the titles or lose one of the titles or fight 2 times on one night, lose once and win the other. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do it. But apparently this is the last quote-unquote mess that Triple H needs to fix from Vince. I don't know how he's going to do it since Vince seems to be back. But what do you think they should do with the 2 titles after WrestleMania?
It does give Cody an out to be able to lose and still have a championship reign if they split them back up and just have him lose one title and have somebody go for one title or whatever. He can establish that. He can say, you know, I'll defend one title at a time and I'll wrestle on both shows, and they could tell the story that he wears himself thin from doing too much and somebody at some pay-per-view eventually gets one off of him and then he has like a normal reign for the rest of however long they give him the other one. I think that's fine. Probably what they should have done with the IWGP stuff before they merged them. They wanted Ibushi to have the world title, but he was already the Intercontinental Champion. And instead of just leaving them separate, they're just like, yeah, you know what? We're going to merge it. We're going to make the title super fucking ugly. You can have both at the same time. It's just... you could tell what they were doing with the booking, then merging them didn't make any sense. So, same thing here. I don't think I really want them merged. I think having 2 world champions has worked out pretty well as far as having some versatility in their booking, especially over 2 different brands with used to be completely separate rosters, and gives more people at the top more to wrestle for. So, yeah, I would just tell the story that Cody gets both. He starts defending them singularly per brand, and then eventually runs himself thin and loses one, and then has a normal run.
So basically the exact same storyline he had as the TNT champion.
Kinda, yeah.
All right, so here's the other thing I was going to mention is I think it's hilarious that, and I do too, I think they should be split up as well because your roster's so big. But I think it's hilarious that we get, and I won't say we, I don't work for AEW. I don't know why I keep saying we. I just love AEW. So like that's the company I root for. That's the company I'm watching.
Fanboy thinks he works there.
Religiously and stuff like that. I watch it week to week, whatever, all the shows. All right, but I will say that the thing I dislike from this is the fact that everybody's okay, and they should be. Everybody's okay with the titles being split up to 2 different shows. But as soon as AEW introduces a new title, all hell fucking breaks loose. You've got too many titles. These motherfuckers have 2 world titles, dude. 2.
Yep.
And everybody's cool with it. But as soon as they introduce the AEW All-Atlantic, now the AEW International title, oh, you've got too many titles. Oh, you can't have women's titles. We've got 2 sets of fucking women's title tag team titles over here, and we don't use either one of them.
The problem is that they look at Raw and SmackDown like normal people look at AEW and Ring of Honor. So they actually, like, a lot of these people legitimately think of these 2 as completely separate brands. They're not. We know they're not. But in their brains, it's fine to have this many titles because it's technically 3 different shows between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah, but even that aside, the AEW still has a decent amount of titles, and I don't have a problem with it. Obviously, I said on the show last week that I think they should have AEW Women's Tag Team titles because it would make sense for when they have all these AEW women's tag team matches, something for them to go after. That was literally my whole selling point, and I believe that's the only selling point I need to have a division. If you have those matches types, then you should have a title for that match. Or for that division. So, but you know what's going to happen as soon as they introduce AEW women's tag titles? They counted the fucking Owen Hart titles as titles, dude. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Now, that part, I agree with you. That's dumb as fuck. It's cool as shit. Like, why wouldn't you want that title? So are we counting the fucking Saudi Arabia title from Braun Strowman? If we're going to count those? As a WWE fan that talks shit, right?
We should.
Yeah, we should. We should. Yeah, it's very annoying to me. That's the only thing I got to say about that. I'm killing everybody today. I don't care, dude. Like, everybody's going down today on this show. But yes, I'm fully on board with the 2 separate title things. I think they should have 2 separate titles. I've always said that. Ever since they did the draft. If you're not going to do the draft anymore and not have two split rosters, then we have 1 champ. That's fine with me. But if you're going to continue to have 2 split rosters, I'm cool with you having 2 world champions. And that's for travel reasons for the champ. Also, that helps them out so they're not fucking killing themselves because they do still wrestle in different cities and stuff. They try to keep them a little bit closer now, but I remember a time when SmackDown and Raw were in 2 different fucking states. They weren't even close to each other. But yeah, the AEW thing, like, and AEW can't go split up their huge roster that you complain about because then, goddamn, we'll be copying WWE, right? You can't do that. Can't fucking do that. Even though we keep records and shit, and it would make more sense for them to split their roster to be like a Western Conference and Eastern Conference over there. We keep records. We keep rankings.
Well, I was gonna say Dynamite and Rampage would be 2 stupid names for wrestling brands, but if you think about it, so is SmackDown. So like, it's not a good wrestling brand name. I'm fine with them splitting it. I'm fine with the amount of titles everybody has. I like that it gives everybody something to do. The saturation in AEW only comes in if you count Ring of Honor stuff in with it, which I don't now that they've got a lot more separation with the Watch ROH stuff and their own streaming service and everything. So
let's get to Macho Man's comments right quick because while we're on the subject of the double world champion here, he said, I kind of feel after the Cody promo on Raw, which by the way, same promo as every other promo. They are trying to sell us too hard on Cody winning, and now you feel like Roman might retain at Mania. Now, that's what they want you to do, bro. That's what they want you to feel. They are trying to control you. Don't let them. Cody's winning at WrestleMania.
Don't fall for the brainwashing.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the reverse psychology, bro. No, they're pushing him like Lex Luger. They're gonna have him win the title. He's the new Lex Express. I promise you.
They set the precedent so much that they're so fucking stupid at booking the most obvious thing that now what they're doing is they're pushing it as the most obvious thing to make you think like, oh shit, are they gonna do the stupid thing again? But I really, really, really doubt that Cody came back, signed whatever, left AEW to come do this, and didn't have an agreement in his contract. I want to win at WrestleMania. I want to win the titles at WrestleMania.
Not only that, but got hurt and showed up at the Royal Rumble at the perfect time at 30 to win, to go to WrestleMania, to finish the story that we're all done talking about. I'm done with the story. I don't want chapter 2, or I don't want book 2, I don't want a sequel. Get the story done and written so you can come out with your book, right? Because you're going to come out with a book and sell that. Not a children's book like before, which I have. It's actually pretty good. Got it in a Pro Wrestling Crate box. But anyway, get your book, your autobiography up to this point in your career after you win the title. Make money off of that. And then let's just move forward. It's done and we can move on. Because I swear to God, if he doesn't win at WrestleMania, you think you're tired of Cody now? You just wait. Just at least there's a slimmer of hope that he changes characters after he wins the title. But I swear to God, if he doesn't win it, it's going to be the same shit over and over. And I like Cody. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I do. I want him to win at WrestleMania, partly because I really like him, partly because I really don't want to hear that goddamn promo anymore.
I like him too. It's just, you get tired of it is the same thing. You want the story to just be done so they move on to something else. Also, I want the Samoans, the whole fucking family, to try to interfere in the match so that, like, they all come out with Roman Reigns, Rikishi's in there with him, and then for Cody's entrance, he comes down in a helicopter, he comes down, body slams Rikishi right in the middle of the ring. Perfect. Just great callbacks all around.
That ties in good with the bloodline too. Yeah, that's great shit. What are you talking about? That's great.
perfect.
Got it, well,
got the Cody Express, baby.
It's a little early to do it now. You'd have to do it if he lost. If he loses at WrestleMania, we could do it on what, Independence Day on July 4th. We can do it.
Hell yeah.
At Fort
He needs
Bragg
some arm
or some
tassels.
shit.
He needs some arm tassels. I want to see him doing a torture rack. I need him to have his own bus.
Oh my god. If he does a torture rack on Roman at WrestleMania, I'm gonna fucking pop so hard, dude. It's gonna be so good. Jesus Christ. The only thing that could make that better, honestly, is if he loses to Roman on night 1, and then night 2 Natalya beats him, so that she can become world champion, just like Brett did to Lex.
Oh. Why the fuck? I was like, where the fuck are you going with Natalya?
Come on, man, that makes perfect sense. That's the only thing I got. That's the only bridge. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, let's move on.
Saxon Kid makes a return. That'd be better.
Hey guys, did you like that video? If so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also catch full episodes of the MonsterCast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And you can also catch us live every Sunday on Twitch. All links in the description below, along with some sweet merch from yours truly, the MonsterCast. Deuces.